Hey guys, this is JD saying hi to Brian, Jeremy, and Michelle. And this is your viewer takeover.
Alright, I'm Brian, this is Jeremy, and that's Desra filling in for Michelle this week.
Michelle.
And this is Viewer Takeover, where we let you, the loyal game cats.
Oh, destruction.
Okay. Where we let you take over the show. We scour the comments and we read your comments and questions and stuff and whatever. You get to be the star of the show. And if you want to be open, you know what?
Yes.
God damn it, I can't talk anymore.
Opening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we're looking for you guys to actually do an introduction for the viewer takeover.
Thank you.
So if you want to do something like JD did just a little while ago for us,
Yeah.
there you go. Just say, hey, this is my name, here's where I'm at, and other awesome stuff, and say, hey, welcome to viewer takeover.
Absolutely. And just send it to our email address, our Gmail account, because we haven't actually set up our real account yet.
Nah.
So withoutparole@gmail.com, send us your little 5 to 10 second introduction video.
Yeah.
Maybe you can introduce viewer takeover.
Absolutely.
Do we care how they hold their camera?
I mean, landscape, of course, is always the best.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
Preferred.
Preferred.
Yeah.
Yeah. If not, we'll just copy and paste you multiple times. There's like 3 of you. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I wonder if that guy, remember the guy with the fedora?
Oh no, we're gonna pretend like he doesn't exist. So basically, before we get started with viewer takeover, we want to thank all of these people down here.
Yes. Oh, they're up here now.
They're not gonna be up here
you.
because now it's gonna be multiple
you.
screens.
Oh,
You-
okay.
There's too many
All right.
people to fit all on one page.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's more than awesome.
It's
These people
boggling.
below us here, these are our loyal Patreon supporters.
Yes.
Now, if you support us for the low price of $1 a month,
You can feed, no.
That's less than what Sally, was it Sally Fields? Who used to ask for that money?
the starving children.
No, that's
Yeah,
Sally Fields.
back
It
in
was
the 80s. There's a lot of
Yothers.
them.
Tina
Yothers.
Tina Yothers.
Oh wow, Tina Yothers did it.
A lot of them did.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot
She
of
also
those.
did heroin, didn't she?
Probably. Who knows? It was the 80s.
Everyone did heroin in the 80s.
Cocaine.
So yeah, if you support us for $1 a month, then you have access to our litter box episodes. And what the litter box episodes are
They're
is
full of crap.
full of.
No, wait, no. That's
No, they're cleaned regularly.
They are definitely full of shit. One of us takes the role of the host every single week, and we invite you into our personal life. We tell you a story. We play you a song. It's like the Without Parole Games talent show. Let's be honest. But that's $0.25 an episode.
Yes.
Listen, if you just want the PSVR content, well, then you're getting that already for free.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you want to know a little bit more about us, Brian, Jeremy, Michelle, and Des,
Hello.
$1 a month, and you get all you could possibly want.
Yes.
That's right.
Well, not all you could possibly want. All we're making.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think people need any more than we're getting.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So, guys, who wants to read the very first viewer takeover comment? Jeremy?
I'll go for it.
Perfect.
Sure. Rob Pickford, Gaming Without Parole. Why we love vaporware.
See, I put some Gaming Without Parole questions
Hey!
in.
Yes, he does.
I love that show.
Because you're here.
Yeah.
Except for that Des guy.
He's all right.
He's a pompous ass.
He knows everything.
All right, Rob Pickford.
Hey, Rob.
I love all the content you guys do. The Midnight Gamecast is my favorite only because you goof around a lot. Personally, I would prefer a segment where you talk about new releases, whether that's your thoughts on the game or just what's out, trophies, etc. I think that would be fun, but really, I'm just interested to see what you guys and gal come up with.
I'm gender confused. No, I'm not.
Aren't we all?
That was
I'm gender confused.
So,
That's what you're supposed to say after. No, you're not. Forget it. Bad joke.
So Rob, thank you for having faith in whatever we decide to do.
Yes, thank you.
Obviously, this is going to be an interesting week for us. This will be the first week that we move Gaming Without Parole fully over to PlayStation VR. Do you want to kind of let them know, give them a heads up as to what we're doing on our first episode?
So yeah, I have a PSVR now, so not spoiling anything. So we're actually spending the last couple days sort of playing some of the basic stuff that comes, the demo disc, the PSVR worlds, reviewing a couple other games, and we've talked about it before. I've got some motion issues.
Yeah.
And so we're trying different things to see. Okay, specifically, like if you're motion sensitive, what games are good for that, what games are bad for that, and what are maybe some tactics and strategies you can use to sort of tackle that. And I'm actually, not to spoil anything, but I figured one out.
I can't wait.
That helps a whole lot.
Friday's going to be awesome.
There's one of those things coming out too, right? The motion sickness bracelets.
Those are BS.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. Those are. Oh my gosh, placebos.
Oh,
It's like hanging a crystal around your neck. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I've just offended like 20 hippies.
and my Michelle. Sorry.
No, I offend her daily.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this is nothing.
That's
new.
right. Yeah, he's gone
Yeah.
past apologizing for that.
Would you like to read the next comment?
I would
Desra?
love to. Yeah, for Jason Sellers.
Oh, hey, Jason Sellers.
Hey,
Hello.
Jason. Hello. Comment about he left on Gaming Without Parole, Why We Love Vaporware.
A popular episode.
yes.
I like that it became popular right before we canceled.
I really love this episode. I was looking up games as you were talking about them and learned something new. I never heard of vaporware until now. I learned something new. I never heard of vaporware until now, but when I hear about a game and don't see it later, I'll know what's happening with it. I like this format because I get to research along with you while you talk about a topic. I like the pacing. Well, thank you. Yeah,
Nice.
The vaporware one was a fun one. Like I said in the episode, StarCraft Ghost is like my white whale of gaming. It was, and it happens. You hear about this awesome title, and then it just disappears.
Yeah.
Never gets canceled necessarily. Although a couple of the titles we did talk about eventually got canceled. They just kind of go away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're glad you like the we're glad you like the pacing.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna mix it up a little bit, but the good thing about Gaming Without Parole is that it offers us a chance that we don't have on the rest of the channel, and that's to spend a lot of time talking about one specific game.
Yeah.
We don't have any other show where we get to do that. So every week on Gaming Without Parole from now on, we're gonna basically pick one VR game. If you saw the Bridge Crew episode, you'll know basically
It's going to be
what
like
we're gonna
that,
do.
yeah. Somewhere between a little bit of review, a little bit of our kind of Gaming Without Parole sort of research, and Des Nuggets, trying to find out as much as we can. It might be a little harder with some of these games.
Des Nuggets is like my favorite vocabulary word on the face of the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a good ring to it.
But yeah, so hopefully, and it's a work in progress, and most importantly, you folks let us know if we're changing the format, experimenting. If it's like, what, guys, this is not working out, you need to do X. Well, we'll listen. We may not do everything you say, but we will listen.
Yeah. Yep. No, I totally agree. We've been very transparent about wanting to make changes, and we've been asking the Game Cats
Wow.
about what they want to see, about what changes they want. So far so good.
Sweet.
So Angry App, it's a great name.
Angry App.
Wrote on the very same episode why we love vaporware. You guys are the only real place for PSVR, so the more the better. I know, right? Thank God.
All right, well, congratulations, Angry App. You're welcome.
Yeah.
I like to listen to you guys talk about games in general. That being said, I wouldn't mind seeing even more in-depth PSVR coverage as you like.
Well, you're getting what you want, Angry App.
In-depth PSVR discussions as you like. I'm really bad at reading today.
I did terrible as well. It's okay.
Just watching your channel converted me to PSVR. No matter what you decided, I am sure it will be great content.
There you go. Then don't worry. Whatever.
We're killing it.
Do whatever.
So we can go switch over to my all Babe Pig in the City format?
Yeah,
Babe
100%.
Pig in the City.
Whatever we decide.
Whatever we decide.
Angry
So
App says it's fine.
every episode for the next
Nice.
year and a half, Babe Pig in the City.
What was that big guy, the tall guy? What was his name?
Oh my gosh.
Like dad, that actor.
Yeah, he was in Star Trek First Contact. Cromwell. Something Cromwell.
Oh yeah, because he was in that movie Tank. No, James Cromwell.
James Cromwell. There you
Yeah.
go. Episode 2 of Babe Pig in the City cast.
Yeah.
All right, your turn.
Oh, are we on that? Did this one happen already?
Mm-hmm.
You read that?
Mid-sentence.
Really?
Yep, you didn't even notice.
No, yeah.
Yep.
DH99.
Mm-hmm.
So, am I reading here?
Yeah, you are.
Ramen Nowdigan.
I'm glad I didn't have to read that.
Nowdigan?
Nowdigan.
But is it Ramin?
Ramin Nowdigan.
Now again.
Nowdigan.
Yo,
If
I
not,
love
let
your
us know.
name.
I butchered it. Sorry. Thanks for the short and informative review. This is for the Faded review. I have a question. It seems that I get motion sickness, while playing the game in which the character walks or runs. Yeah. Here They Lie is a perfect example of that. That one was a little bit at first. So the only thing that keeps me from getting this game is that I'm not sure if I get sick And if that's the case, I'll be wasting my money. Your feedback on this matter would be much appreciated.
Yeah, well, hopefully that's one perspective we're going to be able to start adding, because apparently I have some motion sickness sensitivities that the other hosts of the channel don't really have. So I haven't played Faded yet myself, but yeah, there's some things I've done. Again, if it has the quick turning, that definitly helps. Did Faded have that?
I think there's an option for it.
There's an option. Okay, so try that out. That might help. Should I give away my little tip I learned?
No,
No,
let's-
we don't
want to spoil it. Okay,
Yeah.
so in the next
Actually,
game of
think-
the Parole.
I'm reconsidering. I think Faded only has click turning.
Oh, that's
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In that
Yeah,
case, then you're screwed. No. Yeah. There's some games that I think it's not just all motion. I think some are just handling it better than others.
yeah. Well, I have vertigo. I've had it bad. I've had it for years, since I was probably like 18, 19. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, I look up and I look down and I'm like this for a few seconds constantly. If I look one way, I kind of walk that way.
Yeah.
And I'm very surprised with the VR, I don't get motion sickness. You know, certain things might make me like, ooh, for a minute, but more of that trickery of the mind and being stationary more than the movement. So, I don't know what it is, but it doesn't get me sick.
I guess the wrap up is some of these games are going to be they're just going to affect you.
Yeah.
But hopefully we can help and basically put me through the paces.
And
The guinea pig.
Yeah.
That didn't work.
And I'm thrilled that you're willing to do
That's
this.
kind of my role now.
But there are two games that you should not use as your barometer when it comes to, I got sick during this game, so I must get motion sickness during all games that
Drive
involve
Club.
walking. Actually, I don't even think that's one of them.
Really?
I actually
Ooh,
think
that
that
was for me.
Here They Lie and The Assembly, for some reason, those two games,
I didn't see that one.
I don't know if there's like an inconsistent frame rate that like you can't see, but your brain registers,
Yeah.
or something, because those two games are just games that seem fine, but when I walk around in them, my stomach goes, whoa, something's not right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Here They Lie did that for me, yeah. No matter how much I played there, it was like, ooh. When you turn, you were like, just so you didn't get that, like, feeling.
Yeah, and I don't know if that for me was because it was an early game,
Yeah.
and it was like one of the first VR games I ever played,
Yep.
or if it was because there was something going on that like I couldn't quite see.
Yeah.
It sounds like from what you're all
mechanically.
saying, it's just something wrong with the game.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But there's been a lot of Here They Lie patches since, and I've gone back and played because I wanted to see if I could notice any differences. Wasn't sick at all. So it was either the
Okay.
patch or I get used to it. Who knows?
All right, so this is a long one, but actually really kind of interesting one. I'm
This
glad
is
I
a
got
good
this one.
Yeah.
All right, so Ben Bold on breaking news.
Which is just in.
Yeah, those are some nice little
Those
throw-ins, Brian. Actually, big round of applause
Yeah,
for Brian for
he did awesome.
knocking out crazy videos this week.
Insane.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
The deal is, and sorry to derail this for a second.
Hang on, Ben, we'll get you.
Yeah, totally. And also, Ben, thank you for supporting us on Patreon.
Yes,
You're
thank you.
Fucking awesome. It's thank you everybody who supports us on Patreon. I know that some of you guys, other guys, have too. The breaking news stuff is stuff that like I didn't know if anybody on our channel would be interested in. I know that there are other channels that do more up to date stuff, and we kind of like lay back a little bit, and we say, okay, well, we're gonna film this podcast on Monday, and we're filming this podcast on Tuesday. And if something happens, way before or way after that, then oh well.
Yeah.
But I feel like I feel a little bit more immersed in the community this way. I feel a little bit like more responsible to get the news out there for you guys. And the more comments that have been said, that have come in that said, hey, we really appreciate you doing this. Like, this is where I get all my news from now.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I've got my answers that this is something I should be doing.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
that's
All right.
it. I'm done.
Yeah.
So back to Ben.
soapbox over.
So this was from Ben Bold, breaking news. But in response to the Forbes article, is Sony quietly giving up on PSVR?
Stupid fucking Forbes article.
So, love your channel. The Forbes writer says the sales of PSVR headsets are only around the 1 million mark. Only 1 million?
Yeah.
And questions how it is financially viable for Sony and devs to be making games for VR. He then disingenuously, nice vocab, disingenuously compares the ownership figure to the 60 million ownership number for PS4 consoles, describing VR sales as paltry by comparison. No shit, Sherlock.
Yeah.
But of course, doesn't temper this with the fact that Sony was never expecting to sell anywhere near the same volume, or that demand outstripped supply, or that Sony is upping its manufacturing in response to the unexpected level of PSVR uptake. That's some interesting consonant choices there. Wow.
Yeah.
Unexpected level of PSVR uptake. Very musical. Nice. He also fails to acknowledge this idea that you've expressed in some of your vids, as I recall, that PSVR headset owners have a rapacious appetite for VR games and buy them up pretty much unquestioningly. Yeah. As you guys have mentioned before, the attach rate on the PSVR is crazy.
It's like 1 to 5, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, it's one of. They've only sold 1 million, and there's 60 million PS4s out there. Okay, well, even the dumbest analysis would say, well, how long has the PSVR been for sale?
Yeah, it's been out for how long now?
8 months now, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how long? I'm sorry.
It's a PlayStation.
How long has the PlayStation 4 been out for sale?
Yeah.
I mean,
We're coming up on 4 years, is that right?
yeah,
I think so,
And
yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, you could also say, oh, Sony's going to give up on the Move controllers because not everyone who owns a PS4 owns a Move controller.
Right.
Well, yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
dumb.
Yeah, is the strong attach rate, I think, is a signal that PlayStation VR owners are very happy with their purchase.
Yeah.
And I think that when Skyrim comes out, I think that's going to be
huge.
It's gonna prove a lot of things to a lot of people. When Skyrim sells almost 1 million copies right out of the gate, people are gonna say, okay, here's a surefire way to sell our games. Let's bring it to PlayStation VR.
And I think we had the best rebuttal of that Forbes article's writer from E3. Now, if E3 happened and Sony said, oh yeah, here's 5 titles we're working on, and went on to the next thing, we'd say, okay, there's something wrong here.
Yeah.
Sony's getting scared. But no, they dedicated, what was it 25?
It felt like a significant
A
portion.
big chunk of their talk to PSVR and, oh yeah, Skyrim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't forget, E3 isn't technically for the consumers. It's for the investors.
Yeah.
Right.
And so the fact that they spent that much time on VR is surprising. And I think what PSX, the PlayStation specific show that we're going to have in a few months, that's more for the fans. So the fact that we got as much as we did in VR, amazing.
Yeah.
But I think that also signals that they held back even more announcements for the fans at PSX. And that's going to be fucking unbelievable.
Nice.
Yeah. All evidence right now points to Sony, at least for the present, totally buying in and doubling down on the PSVR.
Yep. So let's see. The next one is,
And you're at the ground floor.
right. I mean, come on. Buying a PlayStation VR unit right now.
Yeah.
You're an early adopter still.
It's still,
even at this point. And that
8
is,
months in,
and early adopters at this point should know what to expect. You don't expect that every single game that comes out is going to have VR support.
Yeah.
You don't expect that every announcement at E3 is going to be a VR game.
No.
Like, we're actually, as early adopters, thrilled.
And
that we're
taking a
getting as much
gamble,
as we
too,
are.
you know? I mean, we took a
totally
gamble
is.
when
Oh
we
my
bought it
God.
day one.
I almost canceled my pre-order. And,
I remember that,
And then it came and it changed my whole fucking life.
It's like, oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Think of that if that didn't happen and you canceled it.
I was a skeptic for the longest time. I was absolutely like, okay, I've been through this before, but
Yeah.
something's different.
Yeah.
So Blake Dean wrote on last week's PlayStation
That is
VR
like
Theater.
the baddest. Why is there not a video game with Blake Dean as the main character?
There might be.
That
It
is
seems like it could be.
protagonist material there.
It's a pretty
Right?
fantastic name.
Yeah,
Blake
Blake
Dean.
Dean.
Blake Dean sends us a nice little, some words of wisdom here. He wrote, keep an eye on Elite Dangerous.
I'm watching you, Elite Dangerous.
It releases on 6/27/17,
Soon.
which is only like a week away,
Yeah,
right?
that's very soon.
And by the time this episode comes out,
Yeah, maybe.
it'll be very close.
Yeah.
And is an amazing space simulator. While it doesn't have VR support at launch on PlayStation 4, it was a VR flagship on other devices.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
And they have stated intent on to supporting VR, or PSVR. This game is enormous. It is a full-on simulation of our galaxy. Yes,
Wow.
galaxy, not solar system.
Wow.
And last I checked, it takes weeks of play if you want to explore to the core of our galaxy.
Huh.
So this past weekend was Father's Day.
Yeah.
And it gave me a chance to sit... for the
Breeders,
first,
what?
For the first time feeling left out for not having kids.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I'm already all over it.
You've got us.
I'm already over it. No. I'm very happy about this. So, and they gave me and my dad a chance to sit down because I've heard the words "Elite Dangerous" muttered before.
Yeah.
And usually, from my dad. And so I was like, Dad, tell me about Elite Dangerous. Somebody in the comments section was telling me it's coming to PlayStation VR. Tell me everything you know.
Yeah.
It sounds amazing.
Really?
Yeah, it really is like a space sim. You travel and you go to different planets and you get out and actually get on the planets and like do different things. Like it's
Real or fictional versions of those planets, or do they try to?
I don't know. but it's the whole solar system.
Oh yeah, so they can't. Yeah. All right.
Or it's a whole galaxy.
Yeah.
He just said it's not the solar system. It's a galaxy.
Wow.
I was totally listening, Blake.
Yeah.
Blake Dean.
Is it procedurally generated stuff, or is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Right.
But
So many questions.
right, there's a lot going on. This is a game, and it made it sound like this is a game like Skyrim that'll take hundreds of hours to explore.
Except up there.
And exactly.
Yes.
But this like Skyrim was such a big announcement because
Yeah.
we haven't had a game this big before.
Yeah.
You know, if this does come to PlayStation VR as expected, this is already another game that you could just lose your whole life to.
Yeah.
And that's pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
So definitely expect us to cover this game a lot more once we get confirmation on like the PlayStation VR patch release date.
So we will indeed keep our eye on it.
Right.
Yep, you're up.
All right, Liam Carlin,
Hey.
take our money, give us Skyrim viewer takeover. This announcement has just made me decide to make the jump into the virtual world! ! And smiley face. It was inevitable, but I was gonna wait for Dreams to release. This changes things drastically. You know, XD like that, hiya, that kind of smiley face. Really enjoying your shows, by the way! Another exclamation point. What's Dreams?
Okay, I was hoping I wouldn't be the only one that knew this.
All right.
Dreams is, so you guys know Little Big Planet,
Yes.
made by Media Molecule,
Yeah.
and then they made Tearaway,
All right.
and now they're making Dreams.
I know what that is.
Yep.
Yes.
And Dreams is basically, yep, good call. Dreams is a VR, basically, video game creator.
Yeah, that's right.
And what they've done is they've created all the tools, and now supposedly they're working on making like the campaign themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like they created all the tools it would take for us to make a video game in their game, and for them to make a video game in their game, but they haven't made the video game in their game part yet.
Huh.
Okay.
So it's been taking forever, and we've been expecting this game for a really long
Yeah,
time.
this has been. Yeah, I totally forgot all
so
about
is
it.
there going to be a Without Parole Games game?
You absolutely better believe it.
Yeah.
GameCats, get on that when Dreams comes out.
Yes. Ah.
Sure.
Michelle in VR is going to be funny.
Oh no.
Do you want to take us away with the last viewer takeover
I would love to.
comment?
I'm going to take a game. We'll say Jenny Webb.
Jenny Webb.
Jenny Webb.
Generally how I've been saying it.
Okay.
Jenny Webb's the one who made our website for us.
Oh yes.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Which
right.
we've
Yes, Jenny
still
Webb.
done nothing with. We
Yeah,
apologize.
Super thumbs up.
Yeah.
Breaking news: Skyrim supports the DualShock 4 full locomotion.
Yeah, that was a good video.
Yep. Sony should create a move with a stick. A move with stick. A move with stick.
Move with an analog stick.
Move with move with stick. Right. Maybe we can use both moves with the hands and use the DS4 with use the DualShock with the mouth.
Yeah. So
Well, you got the dual touchpad thing.
Yeah. Sony did that with EverQuest 2, where they had the camera feature where it would give the actual characters in the game that more of a role playing and mouthing what you're saying.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways.
so Jenny Webb, I kind of chose a comment at random. There's been like hundreds of comments on our videos. Something I didn't expect when Skyrim got announced was this whole other branch of questions it brought up. You know, it's like, yeah, sure, you can use your move controllers to move your hands around one to one,
Right.
Yeah.
and swing a sword and hold a shield and throw fireballs at dragons. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But then movement becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Teleportation is suddenly the answer.
But teleportation won't work in combat.
Yeah.
Well,
I need to be able to cut around and
Yeah.
run away.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Dodge the attacks.
And so that's basically why I said the DualShock 4 is going to be the way I play things, because
Yeah.
it's just going to be like full first-person
Easy.
shooter controls.
Yeah.
Maybe
And
DualShock in one hand and move in the other.
well, and I think that's what Jenny Wobb's alluding
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
So everybody online has been saying we need new move controllers. This game, and people have even come up with like doctored Photoshop, move wands with an analog stick sitting right in the middle of them both. People have come up with contraptions where the navigational controller sits on top and the move controller sits on the bottom.
Okay.
And it all works together, so you're like just holding the nav
Right.
with
Yeah.
the wands
Yeah.
hovering below.
Yeah.
And I've seen all of this, and there's tons of solutions. I don't know.
Yeah.
But do you guys think we need new controllers?
I would think so. I think it's that time. They're outdated. You know,
Yeah,
they
I mean-
already released how many different versions of the DualShock 4 with more, gyroscopic features in it. You know, and I bought it, that newer one that came out not that long ago.
Yeah.
So I think it's time.
Well, even just this, maybe not a radical. So you've got the pardon my ignorance, but the big button in the middle,
Yeah.
Oh, the
That
move
home
button.
button.
the move button.
Yeah.
Okay, turn that into a touchpad.
Yeah.
Ooh, a touchpad.
Well, just like,
Oh, well,
like,
you know,
like the one you've got in the
analog.
middle of the DualShock, so you can
Oh.
have that, because an analog stick, you're adding more moving parts,
Yeah.
and that's going to make it complicated and breaky and make engineers unhappy. But if you can have some kind of
I think at this point, if you're gonna redesign something, like
just toss it out.
just redesign it,
Yeah.
like from the ground up, make it awesome. But my issue with this, and I guess this is why I've been so resistant to say yes, this is what we need.
Yeah.
Because if it comes out, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but the real reason is because PlayStation VR so far has been the cheap VR alternative.
Yeah.
Oculus is more expensive. Vive is way more expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The touch controls for those consoles are even more expensive than Move ones. And this is Sony saying, listen, spend $400 and get the headset.
Yeah.
You've already got a PlayStation 4.
Right.
And if you check your attic, we're betting you have 2 Move controllers laying around somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is like them saying, we're trying to make the most of what we already have and what you probably already have at home. And,
But-
and I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And so suddenly if you go, okay, but now we have these premium controllers,
Yeah.
that's fine, but they always have to be optional. You
Yeah.
have to make sure
Well,
that
yes.
you never stop supporting the traditional Move
Required.
controllers or
Yeah.
the DualShock. Just give us the option, but don't take away what we're using.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you see, I can see that. I can definitely see that. But then you get into like the problems that say a company like Microsoft faces, where they're stuck. They can't really innovate Windows because they're stuck supporting all this legacy crap.
Yeah.
Nothing would make Microsoft
Holding
happier.
back their progress.
Right, to just say, you know what, everyone who has a machine that's running Windows 2000 or earlier, we're just going to make it blow up.
Yeah.
And you can't use it anymore.
Yeah.
And so, I do understand where you're coming from. Believe me, as like a value gamer, I totally get it. But on the other hand, if you're limiting your technological progress because, well, we want to make sure the people with the old stuff can still use
yeah.
it, it's a tough, there's people with degrees much higher than mine who are
Yeah.
arguing the same thing.
I guess time
Yeah.
plays a part in that. You
Yeah.
know, how much longer forward is Sony going to still be like, we're still making do with what we got? 4 years down the line, we might be like, all right, give us new shit. It's time, They tried it. Everybody bid it. It's a success. Now we want stuff that's going to work better for it, and we're willing to pay more.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be willing to pay a little bit more, have more freedom, more control, more realistic, more immersion in the game.
Well, I think if the AIM gun controller for
Yeah.
Farpoint taught us one thing,
Yeah.
that we want this stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
It works.
It's impossible to find
Yeah.
the AIM controller.
Yeah.
Can maybe just like snap that in half?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's everything.
Let's
we
try it with
want.
yours.
Yeah, let's break it.
Technically, everything we want is inside that controller.
Yeah.
So yeah, if that's what we do.
So hit it with sticks.
Computer?
Awesome. All right, guys. I think that's going to pretty much wrap up viewer takeover. I do want to
Yes.
say one thing, and I think we need to start saying this at the beginning of each episode.
What?
But because we say at the beginning of the weekly wrap up, but we don't remind people that we film PlayStation VR Theater and viewer takeover
Yes.
Monday night at midnight.
Yes.
So very often we have outdated information
Oh,
by
yeah.
the time these things go up.
Yeah, people are like, what are you talking about? This?
Right.
Yeah.
Like why don't you know? Like last week it was awful because it was
Oh, the
right
VR.
after E3. It was
Skyrim.
directly after Sony's press conference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so by the time viewer takeover went up, every person was like, "How come these guys don't know that it supports the DualShock 4
Yeah,
yet?
yeah, yeah.
How come they don't know it has full locomotion?" Like, guys,
Because we don't have time machines.
yeah, we film all 3 episodes in one sitting because our schedules are ridiculous.
We're a dick.
And then we break it up into 3 segments. So we have to start saying that at the beginning of PlayStation VR Theater and
Yeah.
viewer takeover.
Tell you what,
Yes.
you get us up to around like $40,000 a month in Patreon support.
Yeah.
We'll do all this live coverage you want.
Absolutely.
Everyone's
Up
going
to
to
the
quit their
second.
jobs at that point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to do a morning show at some point. That's going to be pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
Now, if you ever see me streaming live on Twitch every day, Monday to Friday, you'll know
Yeah.
that I finally quit my day job.
Yeah, and can I say, I think I told you about, there's a very, 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 very not safe for work webcomic called Alfie. He's got $50,000 a month in Patreon support.
Wow.
if a guy drawing halflings doing it can make that much, man, we can get there.
I have total faith that we'll get there someday. It's not the money right now that I'm concerned about. Right now, it's totally subscribers.
Yep.
So I want all of you guys to make sure you tell your friends.
Yeah.
If this is something you enjoy watching, share it.
Yes, please.
Share it on Facebook. Share it on I don't know how to share it on other things.
I'm just saying we
not a
need
social
more
media
naked
guy.
halflings. That's all.
That's totally fine.
Yeah.
I would not complain about naked halflings.
Naked halflings and elves.
So help us get to our goals,
actually,
and you will be greatly rewarded.
Yes, with half-naked elves and elflings. Yes, halflings.
I don't think we're all on the same page here.
No.
For the Midnight Gamescast, I'm Brian, that's Jeremy, and this is Des, and we'll see you next week.
Ciao. Ciao.
Bye. I get to light a squirrel on fire, so that's pretty much all you want from Psychonauts.
Yeah.
Yeah.